sex, the different groups?
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different...
Well, yeah, should let her think that, but yeah.
It's not.
Brie Larson just publicly humiliated Ryan Reynolds, and the reason will shock you. The drama around Deadpool 3 has taken a crazy turn, with Brie Larson and Ryan Reynolds caught in a heated argument that's left Marvel fans buzzing. Reports say Larson's big Captain Marvel cameo was supposed to play a major role in Disney's plans to secure the MCU's future.
How long will you play Captain Marvel for?
I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
Don't be so modest.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
But Ryan Reynolds wasn't having it. He apparently pushed back, calling the cameo pointless and accusing Disney of trying to force their style into Deadpool's unique, edgy vibe.
Yeah, Jess, you're just not that strong. But she's really smart, and, you know, but should we have a fight?
And she can eat bacon.
I feel like we're fighting right now. I think it's been an all-day thing.
And here's where things get even wilder. After months of disagreements, Reynolds reportedly decided to cut Larson's cameo completely, throwing Disney's big plans into chaos. Larson didn't just let this slide, though. She fired back, making some bold comments that seemed to question Reynolds' creative choices. Now fans are left wondering, was Reynolds standing up for Deadpool's one-of-a-kind style, or is there something deeper behind this clash? Let's get into all the juicy details.
So that's why we're everywhere talking about, because we love it. We love what we get to do.
Will we maybe see a Deadpool 4?
Oh God, no. My wife and children will divorce me, and
The kids will divorce
Jimmy,
you?
I have no prenup with any of them.
It all started when Ryan Reynolds took a bold stand for Deadpool's identity, leading to a heated, behind-the-scenes clash. The big issue was Brie Larson's planned cameo as Captain Marvel in Deadpool 3. To Disney, this cameo was a golden opportunity to integrate the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, deeper into Deadpool's world, using it as a tool to subtly promote upcoming projects like Fantastic Four. For Reynolds, however, it felt more like a corporate ad shoved into what should have been an irreverent, self-contained story. Reynolds saw Larson's lines as nothing more than scripted marketing fluff designed to plug future MCU projects. This wasn't just about fitting Captain Marvel into the story, it was about altering Deadpool's essence. Reynolds, who not only stars in, but also has a deep creative influence on the franchise, felt that the cameo would undermine everything Deadpool represents: chaos, comedy, and freedom from formulaic superhero tropes. Having Captain Marvel pop in with promotional dialogue risked turning Deadpool into just another cog in Disney's sprawling machine, a fate Reynolds wasn't willing to accept. Reports suggest that Reynolds pushed back hard, seeing this as a fight for creative freedom. He argued that Deadpool thrives on unpredictability and irreverence, qualities that could be dulled by forcing the character into Disney's highly polished, interconnected MCU narrative. Deadpool's charm lies in its ability to be outrageous and unfiltered, and adding a cameo designed to set up future Marvel movies felt like a betrayal of that spirit. But why did Disney push so hard for this cameo? The MCU has long relied on interconnected storytelling to keep audiences invested. By adding Captain Marvel to Deadpool 3, Disney hoped to reinforce her importance and spark interest in upcoming projects. This approach has worked well for them in the past, but it didn't sit right with Reynolds. To him, this wasn't about storytelling. It was about turning Deadpool into a billboard for the MCU. Reynolds' resistance wasn't just about protecting Deadpool, it was also a critique of what he sees as Disney's overly calculated, assembly line approach to filmmaking. The MCU has been criticized for relying too heavily on interconnected plots, sometimes at the expense of individual stories. Forcing Deadpool to conform to this model would have stripped the character of the very qualities that make him unique. Interestingly, insiders suggest that this isn't the first time Reynolds has clashed with Disney over creative control. He's reportedly been wary of how the studio might dilute Deadpool's edginess to fit its broader, family-friendly image. By cutting Larson's cameo, Reynolds made it clear that he's willing to fight to keep Deadpool's raw, untamed essence intact. Of course, this decision has sparked debate among fans. Some argue that Larson's cameo could have added an interesting dynamic to the film, while others see it as a distraction from what makes Deadpool special. Either way, Reynolds' determination to keep Deadpool separate from the MCU's marketing machine sends a clear message. This franchise isn't just another piece of the Marvel puzzle. Now, Ryan Reynolds' feud with Disney is shaking up the superhero universe in ways fans couldn't have anticipated. Known for his witty comebacks and a knack for turning anything into gold, Reynolds is refusing to let Deadpool become just another player in Disney's massive Marvel machine. Reynolds' approach wasn't just about keeping the film fun, it was about preserving the authenticity that fans love. Deadpool's charm has always been its rebellious nature, the way it breaks the fourth wall, mocks superhero tropes, and refuses to take itself too seriously. Turning that into yet another chapter in the MCU saga risked losing what made Deadpool special in the first place. Reynolds feared that too many MCU tie-ins would dilute Deadpool's raw, boundary-pushing energy, making it feel like just another Marvel product rather than the standalone hit fans have come to adore. One of the boldest moves in this creative tug-of-war was the decision to cut Brie Larson's cameo from the film. Larson, a major player in the MCU as Captain Marvel, was initially set to appear as part of Disney's push to integrate Deadpool more deeply into their universe, but Reynolds resisted, choosing instead to keep the focus on Deadpool's chaotic world. This decision paid off spectacularly. Deadpool 3 shattered box office records, raking in a $25 million domestic opening, the highest for an R-rated film, and a refreshing contrast to recent MCU disappointments. Fans flocked to the theaters, drawn by the promise of a film that stayed true to Deadpool's essence. Reynolds' gamble to prioritize the character's identity over Disney's marketing agenda struck a chord with audiences. It wasn't just about the jokes or the action. It was about giving fans what they craved. An unfiltered, unapologetic Deadpool experience. By resisting the MCU formula, Deadpool 3 delivered a story that stood on its own, free from the weight of convoluted timelines and endless setup for future films. This success didn't just silence critics, it also sent a message to Disney. Audiences are growing tired of the MCU's predictability. They want fresh, exciting stories that don't feel like stepping stones to the next big crossover event. Reynolds proved that sticking to a singular, authentic vision could resonate more deeply than following the standard MCU playbook. Adding to the film's charm were unexpected cameos and a storyline that kept fans guessing. Instead of predictable appearances by established MCU characters, Deadpool 3 introduced surprise guest stars that added to its chaotic and unpredictable vibe. This approach, combined with a strong narrative, reminded fans why they fell in love with Deadpool in the first place. It wasn't about fitting into a larger universe, it was about being the unruly, hilarious outsider that challenges the status quo. Critics have hailed Deadpool 3 as a potential game changer for Marvel. It's a wake-up call for Disney to reconsider how much creative control they impose on their filmmakers. Reynolds' unwavering commitment to Deadpool's identity didn't just save the character, it might have given Marvel the jolt it desperately needed to break out of its creative rut. For Reynolds, the victory isn't just about box office numbers. It's about proving that authenticity and creative freedom matter. His decision to go against the grain has not only kept Deadpool alive, but has also sparked a larger conversation about the future of superhero films. Can Disney balance its need for interconnected storytelling with the individuality of its characters? If Deadpool 3 is any indication, the answer might lie in giving creators like Reynolds the freedom to take risks. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Ryan Reynolds isn't just playing Deadpool, he's living the character's rebellious spirit. By standing his ground, he's reminded everyone that sometimes the best way to win is to break all the rules. So, what are your thoughts on the clash between Ryan Reynolds and Brie Larson?